addiction. Way too much for me. Okay. Oh! Oh no, I could use that light. Now, where were we? Oh, that's the Jewel Osco I used to run into when I ran into my buddy. But then he decided it would be best if he was to cross me. That's a very interesting situation. And I feel a lot better not speaking to him. Now, here for it, they talk about global warming, right? Every year, Christmases, they seem to get warmer and warmer. And no one seems to mention global warming or none of these other big names that they come up with. Right? They act like the world isn't getting warmer. Why is the world getting warmer? Because we're putting a lot of greenhouse gases in the air at a dangerous rate. There's so much CO2 in the air, it's causing more damage with tornadoes, hurricanes, typhoons. Natural disasters are up from 1 to 2 times a year. And people act like, well, we're just going to cut back, get a better energy grid, we'll do this. Like, wow, that would have been great 25 years ago. Now you're almost at the point of no return. Can't turn back the clock now. That's like when somebody gets blasted and they say, well, we're going to get better, vest protection and all this. Well, it's not going to do good for the guy that got blasted because he's already leaking. We're the ones that got blasted. The CO2 is very high in this world, and that is causing a lot of the chaos that we see today. Plus, you have to remember, leap year has been going on for a long time, before I was even born, right? So, what, every 4 years or 2 years or whatever, they do a leap year and add another day to the calendar. So we've had over 30 or probably 40 to 50 extra days counted. That's over a month. So now we've moved a different month off the calendar. By adding days, we've actually added enough to move a month. 10 more years from now, winter is going to be hot. And summers are going to be cold. People never thought about that. We've moved off the calendar an entire month. Now, what's going to happen? The coldest days are in the January, February periods. Well, it's going to start being cold in March too. Then it's going to hit another peak. Then after that peak, it's going to hit a whole new level. Everybody's going to just keep on leveling up. Happy holidays to all of you. Thank you very much. Now, like I said about the world, very fickle place. It's a very interesting place. Did you know the majority of the oxygen we breathe comes from Alaska? Alaska, where it has pretty much, at one period, where it's dark almost 23 hours a day. But the majority of all our oxygen comes from Alaska. They like, it's cold and freezing in Alaska. How is our oxygen coming from Alaska? Alaska has trees. One of the largest rows of trees you've ever seen that gives off oxygen through the ice and snow. They can't even explain how these trees are doing this. These trees in freezing snow still got their green, spiky like leaves, but it's giving off oxygen. And it's almost enough to like replenish the entire planet. That's how it's miles long. Miles. I don't tell people anything that isn't real. You know that. So if you don't believe me, you can look it up. The world is a very interesting place. A lot of people believe that I'm an American, that means something when it means something in America to some people. Not everyone. Now, you can pull that I'm an American thing all you want to everybody else in the world, in America. Try pulling that in another country. A lot of Americans aren't accepted the way you think. A lot of Americans aren't looked at or veered. Like I've seen quite a few, and I do mean quite a few, where they don't care at all. Not one bit. They don't care. Now you might be asking yourself, why? Why are these conditionings happening the way that they are? Well, people are so distracted with everything else in life, they have no time to really pay attention and focus on the things around them. The older you get, the more you start noticing things around you, noticing your surroundings. When you're young, you just want to get from point A to point B as fast as you can. Zip, 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 zip. So you don't pay any attention to anything. Your attention span is very short. And now that the internet, you want all the information to come to you in seconds. People take no time to research it anymore. They just believe it because they saw a well-made video on the internet. Oh, happy holidays to you. I remember they went through about 5 to 6 different, they went to like 5 to 6 different extremes. It was the extreme madness era. It was this extreme like dislike for everything political or whatever. But they have polluted our waters, our air is polluted, everything. Yet we're still surviving on fumes. Now what you want to ask yourself is why? Why are we going through all of these things, these changes? No one cares. So when you hear about Trump making changes, you hear about all these changes coming down the pipe. People are freaking out, talking about Santa. Some kids like, we gotta get home and go to bed. Santa Claus is gonna pour pepper in our eyes. And I'm like, what? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. And I'm like, why do we follow this? For me, this is an entirely different coaching. You know, it's like, this is the society that other people don't understand. Some people were made to be exceptional. Some people were made to be outstanding. Some people were made to be ordinary, and they love being ordinary. They don't want to be anything else. They gave this guy a job, assistant manager. His uncle ran the company, had a stereo company or whatever. Gave him assistant manager, right? All he had to do was to make sure everything was checked off. That was all he had to do every day. He didn't even have to be in the store. He would come in, check, make sure everything was there. Do the inventory count, which means he didn't even have to do the count. Someone else would do the count. He'll just come in and confirm what they've already done. So many cars going to the ocean over there, like to the lake. They got no chain to cut the lake off from everybody. You'll just keep driving and it's pitch black. There's no light. Now, if you had a couple of drinks and you driving straight down there, you'll drive right into the water. There's so many cars at the bottom of that damn lake. Makes no sense. Now, yeah, it looked like another car was getting ready to go join the host of other cars on the lake. Well, it's just like, why do we deceive our children with lies to start them off with the Easter Bunny and Christmas? I mean, I know why the country does it, because it makes the money. But let's go back to what I was bringing up earlier about how other countries are different. You go to other countries and you do stuff that you do here in America, they have the right to shoot you. Now, they don't want to cause an international event, but you do things in certain countries, like you tell people about Jesus and all this in certain countries, they would put you in jail. And you want a trial? You could be hung. Just for, man, I want to just smoke a little drugs. Saw what happened to Brittany Renner, right? Over there bringing a vape pen to Russia, like she's on a plane here in the United States, hiding weed in a vape pen. They had her aged all the way up. Made an example out of her. Now, when they start going more and more down the roads, they start seeing that there's so many different elements that don't really matter what they say. People are going to believe what they believe. and there's nothing anybody could do about it. But in other countries, they don't follow the United States rules. You could bring drugs in another country, they have the right to snipe you, they have a right to take your life, they have a right to cut your arm off, they have all these rights. You know what you got the right to do? Shut the F up. And that's it. That's all you have the right to do, is to shut the F up. You see what happened to, what's his name, Jello Ball? He want to go overseas and get sticky fingers? And he was locked up so quick and about to be stuck in China. They had to get him out of China. And if he wasn't somebody that was in the newspapers, say if he was a journalist, then what? Under different things take place. You got girls now who never used to put up with any girl being around a man or anything, now saying, let's go get us a guy together or a girl together with their guy. Like, you like her, baby? Oh, we need to get down with her. I saw that happening, and that was pretty strange. They're teaching sexual education in grammar school. It's crazy. We're all over the place. This world is a very interesting place, buddy. Just gotta learn how to make your way through a figure eight. You got people pulling guns on you in Walmart, everywhere. Everywhere you turn, there's another gun in your face. Yeah, I mean, shoot, I knew a guy who got a gun put on him twice in the same day. I think I had a gun pulled on me probably 2 times in my life. I'm like, damn. But they actually meant to pull the gun on me. That was like twice. Other than that's too many times. I was mad at one point, but no, you got the guy at Walmart who almost shot a security guard in his gun jam, and it was a good thing he did. Then he was begging for someone to take his life. And he was about to get let off to go home. It's like, you can go home. What you doing? So for us, it's always been interesting, you know. It's always been a different task than it is for everybody else. America's #1 in like distribution, wholesale. We're #1 in buying stuff from other people. That's it. Other than that, we're the #1 country. It's like, you got to be kidding. We're not #1 in math, reading, economy, nothing. How you gonna be #1 in economy and you're in debt? Doesn't make any sense, because they have no intentions of fixing the debt. Zero intentions. So if your intentions is never fixing the debt, then you don't care about it. I know, it's just so many people are willing to die on the cross for promises by another man who hasn't delivered anything, who's never delivered, who has stiffed employees and everything, and Donald Trump. People believe him just because he says it, but then says only thing Biden did is make promises. Trump is doing a show of force. He's bringing the National Guard in here. No, he's not. One, the Supreme Court ruled he can't bring the National Guard in here. He's somewhere in some state, Illinois, one of these wild cities. They're not going into Chicago. It's all for show. Give the illusion like they're in there cleaning up the streets. Yes, that's all on my Casino for Life channel. And we addressed the Nicki Minaj situation. That was the last video we did. So if people could only understand, you know, when they say what it's like when you do this and what it's like when you do that. It's all a matter of what the public likes. In my opinion. I feel people are a lot better when they're doing a lot better. You ever give somebody some money and they feel different? Right? They feel light on their feet. They feel happy. They got some money in their pocket. But when they broke, they feel depressed, down. Right? So whether money is the root of all evil, it's just could be an alleviation. I mean, everything could be considered evil at one point or some point. But to me, it's more, what do you intend on doing with your life? Somebody will say video games are the devil. What are you doing watching this devil stuff? Gotta appreciate the little things. Ooh. Speaking of that, the weather's starting to drop. So let me go out here and get me a holiday beer. Talk to you later.